Hey Craig, this is Calvin over at Mr. and Mrs. Leads. I just wanted to shoot you this video to kind of go through your website, give you that attack plan. I know I'm kind of behind schedule on that. Beginning of the year, we're always kind of busy bringing on new customers. A lot of people get their marketing budgets set at the beginning of the year, so I apologize for the delay. Um, so today I do want to go over your website and show you what I can see. And so I don't know if we've done anything like this before. I don't think we have, but let's go ahead and get started. So looking at your website, it's not a bad website. It's very simple though, and there's not a whole lot of content. And content's always going to be king. So being able to find for all these various keywords and key terms, stuff like that, you're going to want to make sure that that is in your content, and that's how you'll be found for it. So just first tip there that I can see, not a bad looking website, just maybe add some more content to be found for some of these other things. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a second. Looking at your website, I can see that you have about 63 pages because the first one doesn't count, and that includes like your blogs and all that other good stuff. So just so I can kind of have an idea about how big your website is, in case you're ever wanting to redo it or have a new design or something like that. So that's definitely something that we can help you out with. Looking at what your website's built with, I see that it's on the Amazon server. It's using Apache, stuff like that. So you do have SSL, which is great. Always want to have SSL on your site and also have it mobile friendly. So good job there. Let's take a look at Ahrefs. Ahrefs, this is a tool that I use that can kind of show me what's going on as far as the SEO, what kind of stuff you're being found for, and how that stuff's coming along. So I can tell that you're working with somebody or you're just doing a good job of building your online presence there. So great job there. Based off what I can see, organically you're getting about 146 traffic, and that's off of 214 keywords that you're getting found for. So I can actually go in here and see what's bringing you the most traffic. And so I can see right off the bat, it's a lot of your name brand stuff. So it's people that are aware of you guys, that are looking for you. And then you get into, Auto Mechanic Colorado Springs in the 8th position, which is still bringing you traffic. And so generally, the further down on the first page, the less the percentage. They say that statistics state that first place organic listing, so the person at the top of the search results underneath the maps is generally going to see about anywhere between 34 to 45% of the traffic. Okay. And then as you go down, the 10th position, so the person that's going to be at the very bottom of most Google search results, those people tend to see about 2.4 to 3.5% of the traffic, the overall traffic for those terms. So just kind of give you an idea, the difference between the bottom of the front page and the top of the front page is almost like night and day. This tool will also tell me which pages are being found for that information. So when I look at your positions, when I organize your keyword list by the positions, right, I can see it's a lot of your name brand stuff, which is good. You always want to be found for your name brand stuff, and you do have a bunch of pages that are getting found for your name brand, which is good. So when somebody searches your name, it's not just one page that's showing up. It's maybe 4 or 5, I would imagine. Just by briefly glancing at this, that's what I would guess. But going down into more of like automotive repair, Colorado Springs, Colorado, 70 people are searching this a month. The keyword difficulty of 21, meaning that a lot of people are trying to be found for this. If you were to pay for this keyword, it would cost you on average about $8 per click. And I can see that you're right smack in the middle of the front page. So that's good job there. But anyways, as you can see, this is this is where I can see where you're ranking, and really you don't start getting into the long tail keywords or the stuff where people don't know you or not familiar with you until you get down to the middle of the front page. So we'd like to see that more towards the top to help you generate some more business there, and we can help you do that. So that's what I see there. Moving on to a different tool. This kind of checks your server stats and stuff like that. You got a 81 score, which is good. That's great. Site load time under 2 seconds, which is perfect. And another tool kind of checks similar stats, but goes a little bit more in depth. So this is looks like there's just some images that could be optimized on the site to help improve the score here, and then also some stuff having to do with your code. So minimizing or minifying your code down to get it all working together for the new platform. You know what I mean? So it's loading fast. I'm not saying that's loading slow. This website's actually loading fairly fast. I'm just saying here are some issues that were identified that could be resolved, and some of those have to do with images. This is a free tool, by the way, so you can check out gtmetrics.com, put your website in there, and then where it says optimize images, you can just simply click there, and then you can take a look at all the images that could be reduced in size. So not a whole lot going on here. 1% here, 1%, 2%, but 20%. This one might want to consider 68% reduction here. 33. Those would be probably the ones I'd knock out first, unless you just want to do them all at the same time. So it doesn't hurt. It will definitely help your score, and so that's all good. So last test I want to show you here real quick. This has to do with Think with Google. This is a new tool that came out last year with Google, and it basically it judges your website on how well it performs on mobile devices. And so this is they're rating it on 3G phones. Most people I know anyways have 4G phones, but 3G phones still exist. And I guess the premise of this tool is to identify how long your website would take for a 3G phone user to load your website, and then based off that information, they have usually an estimated percentage of people that they deem would probably just not finish loading the page if it takes too long and then just leave. But from what I can tell, you're actually rated excellent on the speed department, so you guys are doing very well there. Sorry about that, I had to cut the video out there, I got interrupted. But anyways, like I said, well done there. You're able to load well on the mobile devices. And then that's pretty much what I wanted to cover for you today. I mean, we can take a look at some of your competitors real quick. So let's say, let me go back to your keywords here. Let's say, let's organize this by volume here. And then what I can see is some of the higher auto repair Colorado Springs. That's probably a good one. They're showing 600 people are searching for that a month. Right now you're listed at 21st position, which would be the top of the third page if there's 10 results per page. So I'm just going to take this and then let's go ahead and open up a new incognito, and that way it doesn't track my cookies and stuff like that. And there you are, Craig Automotive Repair. Perfect. And so that's what the maps, that's what I was going to talk to you about, but it looks like you're doing very well there as well. So great job there. But if you wanted to get in organically, we can kind of take a look and see like what these people are doing and see if we can kind of compete with them. Let's see. I'm sure we can. I'm going to go back to Ahrefs. I'm going to pull up a new record for this company. And okay, so they're getting found for 733 keywords, and that brings them an estimated 583 customers. So if I go and look to see where most of these people are coming in from, they're telling me from that auto repair Colorado Springs, and that's because he's organic listed. You may be in the maps. Not everybody clicks on the maps or trusts the maps. I know I do trust the maps. That's usually where I go first, but not everybody's like that. And so yeah, you definitely want to try to capture some of that traffic, some of that 600 people that are searching. So even with them being in position 2, is that right? I thought they were 1. Oh yeah, so they're behind Yelp. So technically they're number 2 behind Yelp. And for being number 2, they're getting about 36 people out of that 600. So that's really well. I mean, that kind of falls in line with the 25 to 35% average on there. All right, Craig. So I hope you found this information useful. Feel free to give me a ring or a shout out anytime you'd like to know more about how your website's performing, or if you'd like to attack something else as far as keywords or different servers or something like that. I'd be more than happy to get together with you and talk about some of those things. So far, it looks like you're dominating for the most part. Everybody knows your name, the business name, which is great. People are actually searching for that. But now that's if you'd like to start getting found organically for some of these other things and start taking some of that traffic, like I was just showing you from one of your competitors, I'd be more than happy to help you out with that as well. So thank you for your time, Craig. I hope you found this information useful, and I'd love to talk to you soon.